All right, we've got a request here from Cookie Monster, one of my awesome patrons, and this is Perfume. And it's funny, I was just listening to Girlfriend's cover of that Perfume song this morning. It's one of my favorite videos to go back to because they have such a great sound, such a fun song to set the mood, you know. But Cookie Monster says, all I've heard from Perfume before this was pure programmed electropop. But this sounds like it was actually recorded by real people. It's still electropop, but having it be recorded instead of programmed is pretty interesting. Interesting catch from you, Cookie Monster. That's cool. I'm excited to check this out.
Writer W-A-V-E. Writer W-A-V-E. Writer W-A-V-E.
Break it down.
This is Drive'n in the Rain, by the way. That bass. Huh. Ooh, nice chords. This is a really interesting concept that Cookie Monster brought up because it's something don't really think about that much listening to music, like what is performed versus what's programmed. And if you're not familiar with those terms, basically programming is when you go into DAW, like FL Studio or Ableton, where you can basically paint on a piano roll and control synths digitally like that. Whereas when you're performing it, you're playing it on like a MIDI controller that's, you know, looks like a piano with all the keys. And that takes into account the human element of the velocity you're using, which when a human's playing it is different for every note every time you're playing it, you know? There's just that little bit of variance all the way throughout the song that gives it a human feel. Whereas when you're creating patterns in a DAW, each pattern that's playing that, unless you're going in and manually editing every single note to give it varying velocity, it's going to be consistently the same velocity all the way throughout and start to feel stale because it's just repeating the same patterns over and over. So it's a really interesting catch from Cookie Monster because, yeah, it's possible this could have been programmed if they put a lot of time into trying to make it sound natural, but odds are that someone actually performed it because it does. Like all the organ sounds, the electric piano sound very natural, very varied in the dynamics and everything. And the bass playing too, with like the slapping, the hammer-ons and stuff, just sounds very natural. So if it is programmed, whoever programmed it did a really great job of making it sound natural, you know? And anyway, I like the sound so far. Beautiful melodies, just a solid vibe to it. fluty thing that comes in there too in that pre-chorus. And also, if whoever composed this is, a really clever, intelligent composer, using a lot of different chord variations, different triads up and down the piano, instead of just using the same chord shapes all the way throughout for the progression, there was that one part where they kept moving up, because pretty much any position you're in on the piano, you can play any chord from any spot if you know what notes are in it and you know which triad to play to get that chord. So they were basically just moving up, playing the chord progression, but different variations of triads going up the piano. That was cool to give it some more texture, make it sound more natural. That was a cool lick. Oh, there was that example of the, oh crap, what did I just do? I think I pressed the wrong button. But that was another example of those chords moving up in triads instead of just playing a repetitive progression there. Okay, where did that... Listen to those chords rolling up. This is a good rain driving song, isn't it? The vibes. Synth. It's kind of like a rain cascading. Wow. That was fun. Catchy sound, and you give me a lot to think about, Cookie Monster, with your opening comments there. But thank you so much again, Cookie Monster, for this request. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you next time. You can sub if you want to. If you don't, nobody will. And you can act real cool and nothing like a fool, and I can act like an imbecile.